Hi, friends. Welcome back to Live at the Roxy on this Friday, January 7th. So, I was reading this interesting article that I'm sure you guys have heard before. You're the sum of the 5 closest people in your life, or people will say, show me who your friends are, and I'll tell you who you are. But I was reading this article that was really interesting to me about how we're not just the 5 closest people around us. We adopt habits of a ton of different people around us. And I'll let you guys know some of it, but it started to intrigue me and freak me out a little bit because we all have those people in our lives that are there and good for different reasons. But some of them, I think we really need to reevaluate who we are with in our lives. And if we are the sum of the 5 people we spend the most time with, I am pretty sure that I am in each one of your 5. For the last couple of years, for most of you, for some of you longer than that, for some of you shorter, I am somebody that you have spent an hour a day with. And unless you have a roommate or a significant other that you live with, very likely at the end of the day, I'm in your 5. And if that means that of the 20,000 people who have watched the show, but really of the core, 1,000 people, maybe even a few couple hundred of you guys who watch the show weekly, I take that responsibility incredibly seriously that I am one of your 5. And that means that I need to be held to a certain standard and make sure that if I am influencing, impacting, or rubbing off on any of you just by proximity, that I've got to be doing it right. And I don't always do it right, but I work really hard to grow and to do it as best as I can. And I'm watching a lot of you guys blatantly fall apart right now. And I don't mean that to judge. I've I'm watching people act so unlike themselves. I've seen people lie. I'm seeing people get angry. I'm seeing people so caught up in the minutia of everyday life. I'm seeing people give up, and I I need to fight even harder to not do any of those things by the off chance I rub off on any of you guys as one of your 5 or 10 or 20 or the people around you. So I want to talk a little bit about that today. I'm more interested in these conversations lately than ever as I strive to be the best me that I can be. And I do care about movie and entertainment news, but as the Roxy and Live at the Roxy, I maintain the right to sometimes change up the show so that while there are things going on in the world of entertainment news, and rest in peace, Cindy Poitier, that's such a fucking bummer, but I think 94, what a beautiful career that Sydney had. And gosh, between him and Betty White, it's just a lot of devastating elderly deaths recently. But I sometimes want to just talk about how it is and hope that if I can affect your guys' life, that we do so positively. I'm only here for about 20 minutes today, as I have to get to my next gig. I'm training interns for one of my other jobs after Buzz. But there's a lot of shit going down right now, and some things that you guys will hear about in the coming weeks. I've been losing jobs and stuff going on with my grandparents, and still recovering from COVID. I got on the bike last night, 2 nights ago, for the first time, and was able to do 40 minutes really slowly. Had very low impact on the bike, but I was really happy. It was the first time in a month that since what was it, the 18th or something when I got COVID. So I was really, really excited to be on bike. And then last night, Kate Mulligan came over and we were able to hang out a little bit because she's really closed down to not seeing anybody because she has two young kids. And so because I had COVID, I can't have COVID now. So it's really nice to see her and do all of that. I'll read a little bit of this article that I found fascinating to you guys and then talk kind of more about what I mean. By the way, which is a conversation to have with all of my moderators at a different time as I'm trying to figure out whether or not that's something I want to continue doing. As I was looking into, a few of you guys have been messaging me that you were not, I couldn't see you in the chat anymore. People that I love, people like Sina and Michelle and Allison and Apollo, which I was fucking gutted about because he has different opinions than us. But I had no idea that there had been over 300 people blocked from here. And when I went through the list of names and found who was blocked and who had blocked those people, I realized that this comes from the top and I'm the top of the show. But we have to be more accepting of each other because even if we don't like some other people, how can we expect them to grow if we are not one of the 5 people they're surrounding themselves with? Take Apollo, for example. I know a lot of you guys had issues with Apollo, but I always loved every single time Apollo showed up on this show. I hope he still watches, even though apparently somebody blocked him from being in the chat, which was absolutely against my permission. I feel as if it is my job to try to reach the people that are reachable. And this is a lesson not just for my mods, but to all of you guys. When there are people who you feel like are on the cusp, right? They don't say things that are racist and homophobic and horrible things that make it so that you can't sleep at night. They say things that you're like, this person, that sounds a little ignorant. That sounds like that person needs to be surrounded by better people. I would like to be that person people are surrounded by. I would like to be one of those people. And I can't be that person. And you guys can't be those people if we don't try harder. It's easy to talk to you guys, even on your hardest days. It's easy to talk to Ryan Payne, who is already a really fucking good guy. And when I talk to people like Ryan Payne, we're very like-minded. He's already a great guy. And while I feel like he makes me better and hopefully he feels that I make him better and we raise each other's standards, if Ryan Payne doesn't have me, Ryan Payne's still a really fucking great guy. I'm using him as an example, but that goes for so many of you. But there are those people who are reaching out and no, not Silu, Sina Bigelow. There are those people who are reaching out who need some extra support. And I think that it's our job. It's definitely my job, but I would like you guys to take it on as well. To do that for people. To be there and to help be one of the 5 people they surround themselves with that's filled with good, that is on the side of progress. And here at the show, we say the only thing we're not tolerant of is intolerance. We say that on the World Girls too. We have to practice what we preach. And so it's really important to surround ourselves, me and you guys, to surround ourselves with the 5 people and all of the people in our lives as much as we can that uplift us. But we also need to be other people's people. That's how you make other people better. And I just want you guys to think about that in your day-to-day interactions. You know, I have a friend. He's come on the show before, and he's been in the chat before. And he is a friend of mine, and he is one of my only, if not my only, extremely conservative friend. And he believes, maybe I stumbled when I said Cena because a lot of you guys thought I said Silu. Cena, sorry. He believes, you know, he's very, very religious. He does not believe in gay marriage. Does not believe in a woman's right to choose. He doesn't believe in a lot of these things. And it fucking infuriates me. It fucking infuriates me. We get into it all the time because of the reasons that we talk about on the show, my body, my choice, and all of the other things that in 2022, not believing in gay rights is just like, how the fuck are you existing on the planet? How? But I know that I have influenced him positively. And I know I've caused him to see and believe other things. And while I am sure enough in my beliefs that being around him does not cause me to question my own beliefs, because I know for a fact that gay rights matter equally to straight rights. I know for a fact that a woman should be able to choose what she does with her own body. I do think that I have helped him to see, while I have not changed his mind, I have opened up part of a world for him, and am one of the things that opens up part of a world for him. And I think that matters. And so if we only have friends exactly like ourselves, if we only accept the Ryan Paynes in here, while it's super fun, we're in an echo chamber. Apollo's not a bad guy. Doesn't mean you want to grab a beer with him or that he's your best friend. But I always really loved hearing Apollo's perspective. And it's just one example. I don't know what happens with a lot of these other people, and I'm really looking into it. And YouTube is helping me with that and has given me some of the information that I needed. But in general, for 300 people to now not be able to be here. And then there's the pricks that needed to get blocked. And thank you to all my amazing mods who are awesome, who did do that. But this is a lesson to everybody. So send in your streamlabs.com/RoxyStar. Send in your super chats. Again, I'm only here for about 10 more minutes. I want to hear from you guys about the 5 people in your lives. But this was an interesting article that I read on Medium that I was looking into, because you got to fact check what you see on Medium. But this I thought was pretty fascinating, that you are the sum of the 5 people that you meet, goes past your mentality, goes past your personality traits, and it goes to some really serious things. Okay, so they were analyzing data about the effects of family members and friends on something that's more objective as opposed to like a personality trait. So on obesity, according to the results, if a friend of yours becomes obese, you yourself are 45% more likely than chance to gain weight over the next 2 to 4 years. More surprisingly, however, Christakis and Fowler found that if a friend of yours became, I don't know who those are, if a friend of your friend becomes obese, the likelihood of gaining weight increases by about 20%, even if you don't know that friend of a friend. The effect continues one more person out. If a friend of your friend develops obesity, you are still 10% chance more likely than random chance to gain weight as well. Now, this is not to shame anybody's size, just speaking on the ripple effect that something that is more tangible like that can have. The fact that if your friend is gaining weight, you are more likely to gain weight. And if your friend of a friend is gaining weight, you are more likely. I looked up other studies on this because it sounded sketchy to me. And while other studies had different numbers than 45%, which was the largest I saw, a lot of studies, every study that I saw showed that if you are, showed that the percentage was higher. So I can link some of the other ones, which again, 45 seemed crazy to me. So I started looking into it. I'm looking at the chat. A lot of you guys had a hard time believing it too. Yeah, me too. So I started looking into it. And this study, let me tell you where this is coming from so you can look. But a lot of the studies I found, and you guys, if you Google it, you'll see also that the percentage is higher. So again, this is not about obesity and this is not about people's size, because that's not the point of the show. And we love everybody and we love all bodies and we root for everybody to live long, healthy lives as much as they can. The people around you have an effect on your habits. And I didn't find any more research about a friend of a friend. It stopped at your family or your friends that are around you. This study, let's see, comes from social influence conducted by Nicholas Christakis and James Fowler. That this set is coming from the Framingham Heart Study. That they realized it covers, this from the Framingham Heart Study, to give you guys a reference point of that. Interestingly enough, they also talked about smoking, which again, this is not about smokers. This is not about obesity. This is about how people around us can affect us without us even consciously making choices like this. The rates for smoking were similar. This is also from the Framingham Heart Study. They found that if your friend smokes, you're 61% more likely to be a smoker yourself. If a friend of your friend smokes, you're 29% more likely to smoke. And for a friend of a friend of a friend, the likelihood is 11% more. Now, again, I don't know about these exact statistics, but as I started Googling and looking, the people who are around smokers are more likely to be smokers. Now, that one makes more sense to me because smoking is kind of it's a activity and a habit. And I started smoking when I was younger because my friends were smoking. So I wouldn't have started if they weren't. And then you would go out to the senior lot together and then you get hooked. So that study makes more sense to me. And then I looked into it with other studies. And again, I couldn't find anything with a friend of a friend. But none of this is about obesity or smokers. I can't make that clear enough. This is about how the people around you can influence you without you even knowing it. And so if you are constantly around negative people, the chances of you being more negative are very high. If you are constantly around people who are positive and uplifting, the chances that that rubs off on you are much higher. And you can say this about pretty much any personality trait. If you're around people with really great work ethics, the possibility of you having a strong work ethic go up because of what you're seeing. And that has been something that I've experienced in my life, that when I'm around certain groups of people who are thriving and lifting me up, one thing happens. And then when I'm around people who are cheaters or liars or anything along those lines, it does rip you down. And so just looking at the people that you're with, looking at the people you're spending time with, and knowing that they do have an effect on your life. Aaron Hall says, as a sober person, I can say that my friends drink a lot less when I'm around. Absolutely. That's another one. I didn't see the stats on that one, but I'm sure that if you are struggling with alcohol addiction, the last thing you want to do is surround yourself with a bunch of people that are nonstop drinking. That's got to be really hard. That's got to be very challenging. And that's for a lot of the things in our life. So while some of these might resonate with you more than others, and you might not care about like vices in the same way, and also, of course, there is a genetic factor to your weight as well. So again, not relevant in that sense. But who we are in our souls, it comes from an early age. And now we get to make the life choices of who we hang around with. And sometimes it's difficult and sometimes it's not. But we get to choose those people. And you guys have chose here. And I take that really fucking seriously. Thank you for being here. I am going to be getting out of here relatively soon. I want to see what's going on in the Streamlabs before I leave. Just asking you guys to look at the people in your life. And I hope that that causes you to do so. And look at the people that you are accepting of. And I hope that you widen that circle a little bit. Thank you in the Streamlabs to Glenn Caesar, who says, hello, good Friday, Roxy, sending well wishes. Thank you for hanging out. Great job on OSA today. Peace, bunnies, hugs, and good stuff to you, Dad, Jet, Sky, Grammy, Papa, and your family. Be most excellent to yourselves and each other. RJ, how are you, Roxy? I'm doing okay. Hopefully you're doing and feeling good and or working on something that feels good. But to remind you, Roxy's best, Roxy number one, Roxy's best, Roxy number one, Roxy's best, Roxy number one. Yeah. Stay awesome. May you imagine lots of golden sparkles of love flowing into you, especially your chest and throat area. As you breathe in, then breathe out all the yucky energies. I hope lots of yellow hearts and green hearts fill you, Roxy, and rock stars for happiness, joy, and healing. Thank you, Roxy and rock stars, and everyone who's battling for choosing to do so. I appreciate that. By the way, this is me breathing in and out, but I've had a hard time doing so recently, so I'm just doing a brief one. Support the people around you whenever, however you can. Doing that, even when it's tough, makes you a winner. Winner chicken dinner. Whenever you win, we all win. Thank you. Track stars in the house. Thanks, my dear. Track stars with that big support. Huge support, track stars. Hi, Roxy and Rockstars. Just dropping by to send some good vibes and sharing some on my birthday. Happy birthday, track stars. We love you, track stars. Happy birthday, honey. Oh, thank you for being here. Lloyd Nance says, happy Friday, Roxy. You're one of my 5. Hi, Lloyd. I take that really seriously. And I hope I do right by you. Christian Hardesty says, jumped in a little late and got to go to sleep, but just needed to hear your voice real quick after a rough end to the night. Oh, I'm sorry what happened, Christian. Hope you had a good week. Let us know. I hope everything's okay. And thanks for jumping in. It's okay that you're late. Better late than never. Glenn Caesar says, I hope you remember to say to yourself, I'm kind, I'm caring, I'm fully unique, I'm good people. I'm worthy, my story's important, deserves to be seen and heard. Being kind, caring, and fully unique makes you humane, worthy, and a cozy fire to be near. Hope you live in serenity and actually get to see and feel and perceive the yellow and green colored energies and sparkles of happiness and joy manifesting in your day-to-day life, today, tomorrow, and beyond. You're uplifting, a priceless treasure, and an inspiration. Thank you for those always, Glenn. Appreciate it always and in always. All right, going back to you guys in here. Oh, everybody's wishing Track Stars a happy birthday. I love that. Happy birthday to Track Stars. What a beautiful soul. We're so happy to have you here. All right, I am getting out of here so I can go work with the interns. So maybe I can be one of their 5 people and do right by them. I want you guys to really look around, look at the people in your life, figure out what you can do, what qualities from them are positive to take and try to adapt. Think about if all of them deserve to be there. Think about who you can rub off on and try to make the world a better place. I'm really in 2022. I'm doing okay so far. And people keep throwing shit at me left and right. Like I said, you guys will find out more, but I just lost a job, which fucking sucks. And I'm having issues in the community, which, as you know, fucking is frustrating. And I have a lot of friends really struggling right now, and Grammy and Papa are really going through the ringer with a lot of different things. So there's a ton going on, but I'm doing okay. And I'm just really, truly dedicated to making this the best year yet. And one of the ways that we need to do that is take a hard look at the people that we're spending our time with. And I hope you guys work on that. And thank you guys for being people that I spend my time with. I appreciate that. So much love to all of you guys. Stay safe, stay sane, put down the toilet seat and the lid. We don't want those flumes. Check your, this one, I haven't said in a while, check your internet. Don't turn to the Holocaust. Oh, my sister's calling. Brett Miles, Jonathan, arrest the cops who killed Breonna Taylor. All 3 of them for killing Breonna Taylor. And I will see you guys. Maybe I'll go live. No, I think not until Sunday. But at least for War Girl Sunday. Definitely here Monday. We'll figure it all out together. All right. Much love, friends. Later.